Hello, this is Grasshopper. Apparently there was some news today for Magic the Gathering. I haven't been playing Magic much lately, but I still keep up with the game a little bit because you never know when they might actually improve things and make it better. Um, so one thing was there was some bannings today. I play Modern, so that's mostly what I look at when there's bannings. And they banned Fury and Up the Beanstalk, I think. Um, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. If that banning causes the meta to shake up a little bit, I might go back and play Modern again and dust off my decks. So this guy, let's see. So I stumbled on this video. I didn't know this was going to be announced today, but apparently it's for Arena, which kind of like, ugh. I'm more in the paper Magic. I mean, arena's good for drafting. That's what I like it for. 'Cause you can just draft one, just do one draft after another until you get burned out, um, and it's convenient. It's fun. It's fun for that. But for everything else, I don't know. Not a big fan. But I want to see what he has to say. Let me pause the video for a second. Okay, I'm back. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Today is a big news day. Wizards of the Coast is announcing a new format that will be coming to Magic the Gathering Arena that frankly sounds really interesting. So the format is called Timeless, as you can see here. Right now on Arena we have a number of different formats. We have Explorer, which is basically Pioneer Light. We have Standard, which is, well, Standard. We have Alchemy, which is Standard plus some digital stuff.
Okay, everybody hates Alchemy. It's terrible.
It follows a different rotation schedule. So the idea is it's similar to a Standard, but with a twist, which is it is what it is. Then we have Historic, which is a format where the digital cards are allowed to exist, but it is a non-rotating format where it's kind of, up until this point, Historic has been the place where you can play with most of the cards in your collection, and things can get maybe a little weird, a little higher power. It's the closest that we have had on Arena to something like Modern, which obviously there's a whole massive difference between those two. I'm not trying to draw an equivalency here.
Okay, so Historic is it's pretty fun. I mean, I've played it. It's been a while, but I've played it. And but then the thing that was the Coast did wrong is they injected alchemy cards into Historic in order to get people to kind of like manipulate people basically into getting into alchemy or buying alchemy packs or whatever. Just another way for them to get money from people. And this goes against the community because a lot of historic players have been like they didn't want alchemy. I mean, I understand because alchemy cards are like some of them are super have a lot of text, like really crazy stuff, and they're not in paper. They're not paper cards. They don't have like a real world, physical world. I should say that, yeah, real physical world component with them because alchemy does a lot of random stuff. It's like it just does a lot of random things that the computer does based on keywords, I guess, on cards. I don't know much about it because it looked like it just turned me off big time. Okay, when they announced alchemy, I was just to me it was like they were trying to copy Hearthstone, Blizzard's Hearthstone, and it's just if I wanted to play Hearthstone, I would play Hearthstone. I mean, hello, duh. But Wizards, I swear, they're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall just to see what sticks because it's kind of crazy. It's ridiculous at this point. And there's too many formats. There's like so many formats. It's like dude, and I don't know that they're really that different. Anyway, let's move on. I don't need, don't get me started.
But it's kind of the closest we've gotten. Well, now Wizards is going to be introducing Timeless. With Timeless, we are going to be getting access to all of the cards that are collectible on Arena. That includes the fetch lands, which are going to be coming with Khans of Tarkir, which is going to be launching next week. So all of a sudden, we've got like some incredibly powerful cards that are going to be available in this format. And you may think, well, wait a minute, we already have a whole bunch of really powerful stuff in Historic. Well, if we look at the historic ban list, you'll see we have things like Time Warp, we have Brainstorm, we have Lightning Bolt, a Ragavan, there's Spreading Seas for some reason. Now, if you've been playing in the historic no bans events that they've been running recently, which they cited, apparently, by the sound of it, those were kind of a testing grounds for this format and kind of identifying how they were going to do it moving forward. Based on the information that they've gotten from those formats and from those experiences, they
Sorry, had to pause it there.
be a couple of restrictions. So you'll notice we have cards like the Strixhaven Mystical Archive, the Enchanted Tales. A lot of those cards have been pre-banned in various formats. The one that I want to call out specifically is Channel. If you're not familiar with Channel, this card is an absolute house. Sorcery for green, until end of turn, anytime. You could activate a mana ability. Instead, you could pay 1 life, and you had a colorless. So if you didn't play in the historic no-ban event, then you may not be familiar with this card. If you did, I guarantee you're familiar with this card. Because the idea of like a turn 2 channel, or even a turn 1 channel, if you've gotten any other fast mana situation going, all of a sudden, you pay 10 life, drop an Ulamog before your opponent gets a chance to do anything. Like, that's devastating, obviously. This card is a whole other level of busted, and it kind of always has been. Like, Channel Fireball is the 2-card combo that can end a game on turn 1 in older formats, or at least it could before this card got banned everywhere. Well, it is going to be legal to play in Timeless. However, it is one of 3 cards that has been added to a restricted list. Now, if you're not familiar with the idea of a restricted list, obviously we have banned and restricted announcements. Well, right now, the only format in paper anyway that follows a restricted list, aside from fan-made formats, is Vintage. And in Vintage, every card that has ever been printed is legal, with a couple of exceptions, like Chaos Orb and Scheherazade have been banned in that format. But aside from that, it's pretty much free game. Oh, there's also all the stuff related to Ante, I guess. In any event, 99% of the cards that have ever been printed in Magic are legal in Vintage, and that's the only format where that's true. However, a number of cards, such as, the Power and whatnot, are limited to a single copy in your deck, and that's called being restricted. And so in this case, this is the first time that on Arena we will have a restricted list for a format. And the 3 cards that are starting on it are Channel, Demonic Tutor, and Tybalt's Trickery. So, you can have a deck that has Channel and Ulamog in it for those incredibly explosive plays. However, you're only going to have 1 copy of Channel. And so all of a sudden, the idea of having that, in your opening hand, it becomes much harder. So you're not likely to be able to pull off that combo with any consistency. And so as a result, it's not going to be a competitively viable deck, most likely. If you're not excited about this, then, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I think this format sounds really interesting. It sounds like the closest that we're going to get to an Eternal format on Arena. It sounds like this is going to match the play experience that people see in formats like Vintage and Legacy, with obviously
Yeah, I don't know why he's excited. I don't think that's... I don't know. I mean, I guess if you like to play some jank, I guess. I don't know. I don't think this is particularly exciting. Magic players are strange. Sometimes I think, really, you're excited about that? Okay.
a significantly smaller card pool. But that's going to change moving forward. This also gives Wizards a free shot to print more busted and more powerful stuff moving forward. If they want to print Reanimate in Modern Horizons 3, for example, they could do so, but Modern Horizons 3 is going to be coming to Arena. So what does that mean? Can we not have Reanimate on Arena because it would break Historic? Well, no, put it in Timeless. Just pre-ban it in Historic, because that format is a curated environment that they want to have viable, okay, great. So put it into Timeless. Why not? I think that's really cool. The other thing that they've noted here, any card that was specifically made for Alchemy, so it is a digital-only card that exists, will be available in this format. For cards that have been digitally modified, digitally remastered, if you will, the true-to-paper version is what is going to be present in...
Okay, I've seen enough. I'm sorry, I just can't. I just can't. Yeah, this is just, Arena news, I guess, and it's just kind of like, whatever. I'm not excited about this. This guy has way more excitement than I would about this topic. It's like, I don't think we need like a gajillion formats. It's insane. It's crazy. and I don't think we need to. I don't think Wizards of the Coast needs to be pushing Arena so hard. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like it feels like to me like something's got to give. Like either pay more attention to paper Magic, and maybe take Standard off of Arena and just have Arena for drafting and Historic, and Brawl. Just a few things like that people don't necessarily play in paper. Well, I mean, people draft paper, of course, but I think there's always a demand for that. Not like Standard. Standard's a different animal. Um, yeah, I thought this would be interesting, so I went into it blind. It doesn't interest me. Another eternal format. It's like whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people get so excited about old cards. It's like, and you can't even play it in paper. Yeah, nothing. This big nothing burger for me. Um, Let me think. I'm gonna shut this down and see if I can do this. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, there we go. Better. Um, yeah, Magic's really, I don't know, it's been a mess ever since, I think, ever since Fire Design in 2019. I mean, if I could, I'd go back to 2018 modern format. Modern Horizons 1, the first set wasn't too bad. The second set, I think, was a bit too much. Just a little too much, too crazy. They, um, they do things in cycles, too, which that kind of bothers me. I don't really like to have everything completed, but it's like, why does everything have to be in cycles of like, five? Is that how? Yeah, you got white, black, red, green, blue. Yeah, five colors. Um, so I mean, yeah, why does there have to be? So they made five of the evoke elementals. It's like it's and they've been some of them have been problematic, and um, I don't know why they. It's like that. It's to me, it feels lazy. It feels like let's make five different ones. It's like how about doing a bunch of stuff and just let us experiment and don't make it such a it's like they got their blinders on. It's like this in the box thinking. It's like stop, just stop. It's painful. Um, one thing I thought about, like, if I wanted a new format, I know I said there's too many formats, and I agree. I still hold to that. There's too many formats. Um, One thing I would like to see personally is like maybe in a format like that has no. I was gonna say older cards, but no, that's not right. So make a format that's just like call it guilds, and it can only be like the guild, the two colors, only two colors, maybe something like that. So you have like the Ravnica guilds. I should be more specific there. So you got the two color pairings, no three colors, and or whatever, and then that way it would be like and then have like every 2 years have a new cards for what am I trying to say? I was thinking of like having like certain decks be viable, and then they could like a curated format basically. At any rate, I don't have, okay. I wasn't really ready to talk about this. I guess I got to think about it some more. But I do like the idea of like a format that's like guilds, so you can play. Hey, I'm playing a Demir deck, or oh, I'm playing a Selesnya deck. Like something like that. To kind of, it could be cool. I don't know, kind of a theme. It would have a theme. Let's just put it that way too. It had kind of have more. It have so for people who are fans of the guilds, it'd be something kind of thematic and tied into the guilds, and that's the format. It could be. I was thinking it could be like pre-constructed decks, maybe a handful of pre-constructed decks, or maybe a new pre-constructed deck for certain guilds each year. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the game designer. I'm just telling you what I'd like to see. Um, and I think that'd be kind of good for like new players. That way, we don't have to revisit Ravnica like every 2 years to get new players acquainted with guilds. It's strange how they've handled this game. I don't know what to say. It's very strange. But yeah, I think we got a lot of formats, and it's kind of problematic because like you'll go to the game store and like you brought your modern decks, and it's like, well, there's one person who wants to play modern, and there's one person who wants to play pauper, one person who wants to play pioneer. I mean, I see this all the time. And then there's two people who want to play standard. I'm just throwing out things, and then a couple people want to play commander. I mean, it's just that's what it is now. It's just confusion basically. They've created this problem of just too many formats, and it's just so now you just have chaos. It's really crazy, and Wizards of the Coast seems to act like, oh, it's no big deal. We want you to play how we want you to play. I mean, I can just see their response. I'm not saying this isn't what I don't know if they've said. They haven't said this. It's just how I feel like what they think is like. This is what I feel like their response would be. Let's just put it that way. So they would say like, well, we want you to play, have fun and enjoy Magic, in various ways, yada yada, whatever, some PR BS, So, and yeah, it's a bad state of affairs in this game. I haven't been playing it. I'm not sure if I'm at the quitting stage yet of like totally giving it up. Anyway, so I just wanted to make this video real quick. So we have a new format in Arena. Whoopity doo, Yeah, I think the guy's just trying to reach for content, so it feels like, kind of like me. So what else? Oh, and the ban announcement. They banned Fury, so that's probably more interesting to me as a modern player. I'm more interested in that. It's like, what does the Fury ban? Up the Beanstalk. That card just came out, so they banned it already. Who cares? I mean, I'm not. I guess it'll affect the meta. It hasn't been in the format long, but Fury's been a real problem, I think. For creature decks, anyways. Like it kind of killed creature decks in the format. Now we'll see if Plague Engineer gets played now to still keep killing creatures. There's a lot of Wizards of the Coast is not like small creatures. I don't know what that's about. It's like, God forbid you play your creature decks. It must be something to do with 5-color humans. I guess they freaked the hell out on 5-color humans, but it turned out that 5-color humans was only a temporary best deck in the format. That's all. This has been Grasshopper. I just wanted to chime in on some things. We had some big announcements today for Magic the Gathering. Well, they're supposed to be big. Turned out to be a bunch of nothing burger, if you ask me. Except maybe the Fury ban. And they unbanned Smuggler's Copter and Pioneer, which that surprised me. I don't think it needed to be banned to begin with. I think that was silly, short-sighted decision. I don't think it was that problematic, but a bunch of people whined about it. So, Wizards of the Coast changed it, and then it's weird how they'll listen to people sometimes, but then not others. People whined about Smuggler's Copter, and then they banned it. And I was playing Pioneer at the time, and it was kind of like around the time Pioneer had just started being a format. At any rate, so price of Smuggler's Copter, maybe it'll go up, and I'll just sell mine then. I got 4 copies still from my Pioneer days. So anyway, I just didn't really see it as being a problem. The Smuggler's Copper is a problem. Okay, I'm not going to go into it. Sorry. Let's just cut the video off. Oops.